All right, so we have a final speaker, Vasilis, to speak. You're gonna close it, do your presentation. Please welcome Vasilis. Okay, go ahead.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's the best time that you brought me up because I'm going to cover everything and put it in perspective, everything that all of the previous speakers talked. So my name is Vasilis, and the presentation is about, the title is Email Marketing Campaigns Are Old News, because we have advanced behavioral marketing campaigns at the moment. And all these things are touching to what Melissa said, to what Josh said, what Raman said before. So first of all, what is behavioral email marketing? Anyone knows from the audience? Raise your hand. Behavioral email marketing? Anyone? No? Okay, good. That's a good start. So behavioral email marketing, definition. It's a customer-centric, trigger-based messaging strategy that helps you provide immediate value to customers based on their actions. Customer-centric, trigger-based messaging strategy that helps you provide immediate value to customers based on their actions. Customers dictate what emails they receive through their actions, as opposed to traditional campaigns where the marketer decides what messages to send. Customers dictate what emails they receive. That's the key word. Until now, everybody is talking about push email marketing, what we are going to send out, what we are going to promote, what events we're going to push, how I'm going to push some messages on Facebook to find us. But in reality, what people want is they want personalized messages that they hit them, they touch them exactly the moment that they took an action on your website or your brand or on your e-commerce platform, anywhere that you exist. Let's start with some numbers. 39% of marketers said that automatically sending emails based on triggers is the most effective tactic for improving email engagement. 39% email marketers say that that's the most effective tactic to improve your engagements. However, only 20% of these people say that they use this kind of behavioral targeting. And the reason is that most of them, they don't know how to do this, or they don't understand how to develop it because it's really complicated, takes a lot of time, like Max said before. Now, here is the most important number of all. 77% of your ROI comes from segmented, targeted, and triggered campaigns. Exactly what Raman mentioned before. Segmentation is the holy grail. Exactly taking action and segmenting, tagging the users on your website, on your platform, the moment that they took an action that you judge that is important for your business. 77% of your ROI. That's a very big number. In reality, what we do usually is we're just sending emails. Here is my next promotion. Here is 10% discount for some brand. Here is 25% discount for Christmas. But we never check what the user really did on your website. Here are some stats. I will read them through with you because they are small letters. 76% of marketers, basically what you see here, dark green is people that they do this action, light green is that they plan to do this, gray is that they don't even do this. So basic segmentation, 76%. Optimizing email for mobile, 61%. Encouraging sharing of content on social networks, 56%. Regular list cleaning, 50%. Use of transactional emails for marketing, 36%. Remarketing, 32%. Use of video content, 31%. Content personalization, 30%. Lead nurturing, 27%. Multi-channel triggers, 27%. Promote customer ratings and reviews, 24%. Lifecycle programs, 22%. Advanced segmentation, 21%. Behavioral targeting, only 20%, and lead scoring, 15%. But as you can see here, the one from the end, behavioral targeting and advanced segmentation, has the largest percent of people and companies that they are planning to implement because it's the most important ROI in your business. So it's the most important part in email marketing and behavioral marketing campaigns that These stats are from 2014 that big companies and SMEs are implementing in order to increase their ROI. Here are 3 steps that you need to understand in order to implement a behavioral email marketing framework for your business. First of all, track how people interact with your business online. Either that is Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, email marketing, line chat applications, your website, your blog, where they're finding you from, how they interact with your business, what are they doing. Number 2, determine the important actions a user might take. What is important for your business? What do you judge as an action that a user might take on your website that will bring him one step closer to becoming a customer? What is this action that you judge that is the most important one before he becomes or she becomes a customer? And then you need to prioritize those actions depending on their percentage. And last, start a conversation with the user based on that behavior. Conversation via email marketing, conversation via social media. The moment that a user does an action, takes an action on your website, that you judge that is something that will bring that user a step closer to purchase, to become a customer, to make a sale, you need to, boom, appear there instantly in their email, in social media, exactly like Raman mentioned before. But mentioning exactly the action that the user took. Personalized, customized. The customer downloaded a PDF report, boom, instantly. You're sending them an email about this PDF report, and then you follow up. The customer, the lead, watched the video on your website that you wanted them to watch. You send them instantly an email. Maybe that user watched the video 15 minutes only and dropped out. But if the video was 30 minutes, so you can send them an email and say, hey, you just watched only 15 minutes of my video, but the best part of the video is at 25 minutes. So you should go back and continue and watch that video. Does that make sense to you?
Yep.
Clear? Okay. Here's how monitor how people are interacting with your brand. We need to track who they are, when they convert. Usually Google Analytics or other platforms can help you with this. What they viewed, where they clicked on your website, and when they purchased something. We need to segment and group visitors based on certain criteria. So if you're having, for example, a promotion during some grand festival and you see like a lot of people going on your website because of this promotion, these people are segmented with a tag, something around the promotion or the date, the festival. Identify where people are dropping off before converting. There is a possibility, usually on the user experience or the design of your website or your sales funnel, that something you haven't thought correctly or your design team didn't complete. And although you're doing all the first part complete, you're bringing the traffic, you're bringing them through to add the product in the cart or to subscribe on the list that you want, in reality when they reach to the checkout, you just drop off. Because there was this small pixel on the right of your website that made them feel that there is a problem, that I cannot trust you subconsciously for whatever reason, and you have never thought of it or you never gave any importance of it. And last, whether or not they submitted any forms, conducted any live chats, and so on. That's all that you see here are interaction points with your brand on your website, on your social media, all these things. You need to track them and segment people depending on the steps that they're doing towards making a sale. All these things that you see here work mostly with B2C, products, services, SaaS, and stuff like this. Not so much with digital marketing courses. How to make the most of it? Behavioral email marketing exists at the center of 3 important email best practices. As you see here, you have the timely, the emails that you send that depend on time, like a specific date, birthday, anniversary, Christmas, etc. And here you have personal. Maybe you have the personal details, maybe you know the customer's son, birthday, or his anniversary, or something like this. find the video. And here is action-based. That's emails that you send out when the customer takes an action that you judge is important. For example, subscribe for a PDF catalog, or watch a video, or subscribe for your newsletter. Now, behavioral email sits exactly where these three circles overlap. When you combine all these three aspects, what you're doing is you're using behavioral email marketing. Here are some use cases. I'm going to show you some videos that I think get response for having them. They're quick, 2 minutes each, that they're talking about 4 different cases and how you can implement them depending on your business. 2 minutes each video. This video talks about follow-up for abandoned carts and how an automation marketing campaign would work. You want to put it full screen maybe? The presentation, the video. Okay, this video here, a couple of seconds and it will go in the automation campaign. It explains how you can build, using drag and drop, an automation behavioral marketing campaign that follows a user that added a product in their cart, but for whatever reason they dropped out. And as you can see here, they start by taking an action that says purchase, and they say, basically, no, that's my mistake. It follows a customer that already completed a purchase. So they completed the purchase, and you're sending them a thank you message for this purchase. And then you're tracking, did they open this email or not? If they open this email, and they configured their purchase details, or if they didn't. So you have a logic, yes or no. Then you say if they completed the purchase, and they open the email, then send them another message. If they didn't, wait for 1 day and 12 hours, and tag them with a different tag. So you can segment them in the campaign, depending on the actions that they're taking. I think you didn't put the correct video. I think it's not the correct video. No, next. The next slide. Okay, thank you. Okay, here we will see a lead nurturing strategy. How we can make an already existing subscriber subscribe to another campaign that we're using. For example, let's say you have a subscriber that he subscribed for your newsletter campaign, and now you want to transfer them to download a PDF catalog, a checklist or a report. Okay, 1 minute, let it go to the campaign. There. Okay, here you see, for example, they're selecting if there was a specific link clicked during an email that you send, a general email, and they're defining what link. Did the link was clicked? Yes. Then assign or remove a tag. They're assigning a tag. It's called lead. If no click link was clicked, they're assigning a different tag. That it says not engaged. So when it's not engaged, what they do is they automatically transfer them to a campaign that is called retarget visitors, a rehabilitation campaign. Now the people that they click the link and they have the tag lead, we send them another email that is talking about another PDF catalog or another checklist. And then we're asking again, did they click the link to download this here that we're sending them? And then we have again a logical conclusion, yes or no. So here, as you see, here it's no. They wait for 2 days and 12 hours, and then they send a message that says retargeting. It's a specific mail. Here, if they click yes, if they clicked in the email, they send another message. It has this content, this new holiday sale. And they add a tag. That is a qualified lead. That means that that lead took one step closer to what you want to sell them. And in the end, in the lower part, what they're doing is they're sending this lead to a campaign that has connection with their sales department. So this lead took 2 actions that we wanted, and we judge as a company that this is a hot, warm lead, so we're going to transfer them automatically to our sales department to follow up. Here what you see is a follow-up for abandoned carts. They check if there is an abandoned cart, if someone went to that page and didn't complete the purchase. And what they're doing is they're checking, was that sale completed? Did this person here saw that link, which is the thank you page of purchasing that product that says checkout complete, thank you very much. So they check, did that person confirm, saw that link? If yes, send this. If no, send this. If no, they wait for 1 day and they send a reactivation mail. Hey, you forgot your product in your cart. There is something waiting for you. Come back and buy it. If they click there, if they click that link and they completed the purchase, what they do is they're promoting another product with a discount, so you can keep engaging the customer and sell them more instantly. You don't wait. So you went, for example, and you bought, let's say, a t-shirt, and you completed the purchase. The next thing that they would do is the next day, instantly, they would send you a discount for another similar kind of t-shirt, or something that matches your t-shirt, to increase your lifetime value as a customer. But on the other hand, if you didn't buy this thing that you had in your cart, and you abandoned the cart, they're going to follow up with you the next day with a special discount, and another day that's something you forgot, and another day with the packets until they make you a customer. Well, I can send to anyone that wants these links. How many of you have just seen this? I mean, Amazon is doing it all the time, and pretty much big e-commerce shops are doing this with following abandoned carts, right? And it usually works because they're sending you a discount. That's behavioral email marketing.
Yeah, question? Yeah. We have a question here. Go ahead, here.
Yes, I just have a question. We always speak about discount for internet, selling on internet. Is it possible to sell on internet without discount?
Yeah, for sure. Depends on the name of your brand you have. But people love discount. People love discount. Now let me tell you something taken from what you asked, before I jump to the last part. what I want to tell you is there is a reason that behavioral email marketing works. It comes from sales psychology. I will touch a little bit what Raman said. People, we are made, when we make a decision, we don't want to go back and reverse the decision. It's subconscious. We don't like to admit that we did something wrong. So what happens is that if I have an e-commerce shop and I manage to make your customer, even with $1, that means that somehow my marketing message managed to penetrate your shield, your protective shield of non-trusting me. So from the moment that you inserted your credit card there and you became a customer, even for $1, now you cannot go back anymore. Cannot happen. I need to do something very wrong to make you reverse your decision. So it's very important. This is why you see some companies that they do some crazy discounts sometimes, just to make you a customer for $1. The moment that you become a customer, it's done. Every email that I send you, everywhere you see me on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, you will still remember my brand. Because you gave money, hard-earned money to me. And the next promotion that I'm going to send you, you're going to click it and you're going to check it out. And if you like it, you're going to buy it. So that's sales psychology. This is why people are trying to use behavioral marketing to convert someone to become a customer. The moment that you do this, the marketing message penetrated your trust, penetrated your seal that you have until you trust some company, it's done. In order for you to reverse the decision, you will need to accept that either I was fooled, I was cheated, and I bought from this guy, or I made a mistake. And this is something that we don't like to do as humans. Does it make sense? Okay, let's... Oh.
Yeah, thanks, Vasily. A good talk. My point was maybe I just didn't understand because I used to consult in gamification, still do occasionally, but what you said sounds a lot more like behavioral economics or gamification of this, and you use words like hooks and stuff, but I didn't quite get what's the difference between, let's say, traditional email marketing versus yours, because at the end of the day, you are still doing what Rahman said, and probably some others, that you're keeping on reminding them, whether that's a discount, where they dropped off, or whatever, that, hey, it's still there, you should do this, in whatever form thing, but maybe I just didn't get quite clearly how are you creating this incentive or this gamifying or whatever hook for them to get back to you, to prove to you, right? This is what you're saying is the difference. Maybe if you can say the main two things different between this and the traditional marketing.
Okay, very good question. Thank you very much. Well, traditional email marketing, how it works is usually push email marketing. So I'm sending out what me as my company think it's best for you as a consumer. Usually it's not timed correct. Usually it's not action based. So you watch the video, you start at the 15-minute, I send you, boom, instantly an email that says, oh, you didn't complete the video and the best part is at the end. But a traditional email wouldn't do that because I don't know that you were watching the video and you stopped at the 15-minute because I'm not tracking it. So the trick is that instead of trying to push my deal, my promotion, my discount, what I'm trying to do is I'm taking your actions, your inputs, reversing them back to you in a way that they are well presented to make you appreciate and like my brand more. And because it's based on your input, it works way better, as you saw with the 77% ROI.
This is most of the videos because otherwise, most you just catch up on email and follow up.
Well, what Roman is doing is mostly about digital products, right?
Mine is just a straight line.
Yes. It's like consulting and digital products.
I try a few times. If it doesn't work, they still move on to the next phase. So I'm a simpleton. It's very simple. One straight line.
This here works for SaaS and real products. When I was doing some campaigns online, similar to what Roman is doing, I had 17 different campaigns. So you would see this thing that you saw here before in that video. And for every logic step, yes or no, what I would do is I would transfer the lead to another campaign. That would be a different soap opera, like Roman mentioned. And if that lead didn't follow that soap opera, I would transfer them to a different soap opera that had 17 different. So imagine that thing that you see here is small, that you saw before. The campaign more was like 4 A4 pages down. But it's too difficult and complicated to do this. Okay, wrapping up, software choices, how you can do this stuff. Basically, it's easy. You just need to have a large whiteboard and a mind map to start mind mapping what you want to do. Prices for the software starting from free to $300+ per month. MailChimp, GetResponse, OnReport, Infusion for larger budgets. HubSpot, Salesforce as the top, the most expensive, I think. But they can give you anything you want, from the simplest automation of sending a thank you email, of having triggers depending on what the user did, until fully having heat maps on your website and following every click depending on your business and your budget. And that's all. Thank you very much. If you would like to connect, please don't hesitate.
Vasilis, just one quick question before we close this event. All that automation, all those triggers in our emails, fantastic. I mean, the tools look very easy to use. The biggest problem is the content. Is how do you write those emails, those reminders? That takes most of the time, right? So, will you say that people can actually do it themselves, or can they actually outsource the content part of it?
Well, when you're building a system, like Raman said, when you're building like a campaign, it needs to be based and targeted on some specific action. When you know that action, if that action is evergreen, or if that action has a time variable, this can implement it through the system.
Okay.
If it's time limited.
But those emails content that you need to send out as a reminder.
You need to write them. Someone needs to write them.
My question is, do you think we can outsource today? Are there freelance copywriters who can do this for you?
Well, I think there are freelance copywriters, but the most important part is that they will need to be able to understand 100% your business positioning, your brand, and what you want to pass through these emails.
Raman, did you actually write all those messages?
All of them. You never want
All of them.
to. You never want to outsource. You have to do it yourself first. So I don't know anything about running traffic to Facebook, for example. I know the copywriting element of it. I don't know any of the cool tricks, but I have someone who knows that and is able to scale. So I let him do what he's good at. What I'm good at is understanding the sales system and creating it myself. So I've created every single email, every single segment, every single word, every letter that goes out. Once you do it once, you don't have to do it again. Your only focus is just making more money.
Well, just to add up,
Sounds easy.
just to add up what Raman says, Max.
Yeah.
Raman, if I may, is a one-person business. I mean, he's running his digital webinar business. When you're talking about corporations, 100 employees, 500 employees, this kind of people, you need to have people in your team to do this.
Yeah.
You cannot go like as a CEO or the manager to do these things.
Okay. All right. Any questions? Yeah, go ahead, Alan.
I just wanted to add that I think it's totally correct that you need to do the content yourself. You get people to help you with making it nice and making it fluid and things like that. But what you're saying, the content needs to be congruent, fits together across the different content you have. The only person who can do that is yourself. I've tried my own business, my own myself. I've also tried the corporate environment where there's a marketing team of 25 people. You still need to do the content yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes and no. I mean, if you have a business that you're running and you're making, let's say, $2 million and you're having 30 people, you're not at the level that you can write content. You can find someone that has like 90% similar ideas in content, and you can just check the content and review it, but you still don't have the time to do this.
You have a resource and this is
That's my opinion always. maybe I'm not correct.
I've done it for 25 years. I've never been satisfied with any content somebody else has done.
True. That's difficult. It's difficult to find.
I see some people preparing their bags. Just give me 5 minutes, okay? I know it's 5 o'clock. Maybe you have a flight to catch or anything, but 5 minutes and we're done, okay? Just to be, polite with the speakers, okay? All right. Any other questions? Comments? No? You're good? Thank you, Vasilis. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Again, if you have questions for Vasilis, Raman, Melissa, who's still here, was also on her way to the airport. You have to go. Just one more thing. We don't share presentations, so don't ask me after this event, Max, please send me the presentation copy. I don't do it. A lot of those presentations are confidential.